Welcome to Gold Derby. I'm senior editor Denton Davidson here with Eric Andre, a two-time Emmy nominee for Adult Swim's The Eric Andre Show. Eric,
Wow.
and you're killing it out here as a first-time Emmy nominee. So how does that feel? Talk about hearing that news when the nominations came out.
It's incredible. I mean, like I was not expecting it at all. So it was very exciting.
It was created back in 2012, and now you're in season 6. So since this is the first time you're up for Emmys, I want to just go back to the beginning and ask, what was the inspiration for the show and wanting to spoof this late night talk show method?
It was a combination of my influences. I think my influences are pretty blatant. It was, I had Tom Green, Jackass, and Ollie G show in my brain, and Wonder Sosa, and a Chappelle show. And I grew up on Ren and Stimpy and in Living Color. So I think my influences are pretty apparent.
And the episodes are only 12 minutes long. You're nominated for Best Short Form Comedy, Drama, or Variety Series, and Best Performer in a Short Form Comedy or Drama Series. So it's this all-encompassing category. And although episodes are short, they're extremely fast-paced. So, what do you appreciate about the short form medium of television?
It can just be about the jokes. You don't need any narrative connective tissue. Just string the audience along, and you can cram like a ton of uh, segments into a short space and make it really like ADD theater.
And you have a lot of celebrity guests, multiple guests per episode, even though they're short segments. They sit down and really chaos sort of ensues around them. Are celebrities scared to come on your show? Because it feels like they have to be prepared to be uncomfortable.
They're they either have no idea what they're getting into, which is the majority of them. We try to pick people that wouldn't watch Adult Swim or wouldn't watch the show, and even the people that kind of know me or know the show, we don't tell them anything. So they're flying blind. We try to like not tell people the name of the show, uh, even when we book them. We go to great lengths to um, surprise them.
And you do these outrageous bits. You're very comfortable naked. You greeted John Hamm and Benny Blanco.
Well, I was particularly comfortable naked in this season because I got shredded for the show.
Well, you greet John Hamm and Benny Blanco au naturel. So do you have to gauge the personality of the guest, or are you just like, yeah, let's get naked and hope the person's not offended?
It's more the latter. More the latter.
And nudity, sexual humor, it's very much a part of your act. And it's it's so funny. What is the humor in that? That just is it the discomfort? Is it,
When
humanity's
you're trying, it's a prank show, so you're trying to what shocks people. What is taboo? You have to do things that are big and bold and loud to get a reaction out of people, and nudity is one of them.
Well, speaking of pranks, what were one or two of your favorites from this last season and why?
There's one that's called "Don't You Say a Fucking Word." Did you see that one? Did they
Yeah.
send you that anything?
Oh yeah,
That,
I've seen all your episodes.
oh, okay, cool. That was the hit. The one where uh, I sit at a wig stand outside on a New Jersey street. We were in Newark shooting that, and I'm telling this guy like, "Hey, can I try this wig on? Can I try this lipstick? Can I try these sunglasses?" Then a cop comes up behind me. The cop's in on it. The cop comes up behind me and he goes, "Hey, have you seen this guy? He's wanted for murder." And he pulls out my mugshot, but out of view of me. And then I look at the guy we're pranking. It's hidden camera prank, real person. And I go, "Don't you say a fucking word." And then he's like, "Oh, can I have my wig back and my sunglasses back?" He's trying to like tell the cop that the murderer's right there. Then we had a security guard come in behind the cop and he goes, "Have you seen this guy? He's impersonating a cop. He might look a little bit different." And then the cop says to the guy we're pranking, "Don't you say a fucking word." And then he started chanting, "Don't you say a fucking word," around the around the mark.
And that went viral. I mean, that like tens of millions of shares on social media. What do you think it was about that skit?
That skit, that prank, we dragged across 3 seasons of the show. We wrote it season 2, tried to shoot it, and the guy we cast for the cop blew the prank. Like the girl started getting nervous. We did it at a mall in Los Angeles, and we were at a makeup kiosk at a mall, and the guy playing the cop was like, "Oh no, we're just joking around," and then he just like walked away. I was like, "What are you doing?" It took us forever to set up, so he blew the prank. Then the, we did it again season 4 at a wig shop in Harlem, and the woman didn't know what was going on. She didn't really bite. We're like, damn. And then we're like, dude, we got to try one more time. We got to get this right because it's just too funny. We kept cracking up about it in the writer's room. We dragged it across years, probably 10 years went into that stupid bit.
Wow.
And the season 2 is 2013. It's 2024, you know. So it's such a, even though it's like probably 90 seconds long, that bit is such an accomplishment, like a decade of planning went into that stupid bit.
Well, some of my favorite pranks also is when you're playing someone who's like seriously injured and people will be like, here, do you want a cigarette or have a beer? Well, like a bone
Yeah.
is sticking out of your leg.
Yeah.
What are some of the craziest responses you've gotten from people where you're like, I can't believe that was the reaction?
This guy, I was on the street. I was by Port Authority bus terminal, 8th and 40 Deuce in Manhattan. And I went up to this dude with a microphone. And instead of interviewing him, he had a slice of pizza in his hand. Instead of interviewing him, I dipped my microphone into his pizza. And he was so mad. He threw the pizza at me. He tried to punch me. He tried to kick me. And then, as a joke, I was like, I'm so sorry. Let me make it up to you and give you a blowjob. Because I'm like, I got this guy. This guy's red hot. So I got him in the moment. So I get on my knees, like, to like pretend I'm giving him a blowjob. And he went, yeah. And he took out his cock and balls. He took out his penis and shook them into my face. And I was like, whoa. He one up me. And I like ran away. I was like, this guy's so crazy. Then he grabbed my microphone, threw it up in the air. It hit a cop car. You can see this. We aired this. And the cop just drove away, which is crazy. Everything about it was crazy. And then I run for like this release PA comes up to him and he's like, "Hey, you were on a TV show. Can you sign this release form?" He's like, "Fuck no, get the fuck away from me." And then the release PA goes, I'll buy you a slice of pizza and give you $20. And the guy turned on it. He's like, "Oh yeah, y'all are cool. You guys are all right, man. Yeah, what did he say?" And the guy went into a pizza shop, bought him a slice of pizza, gave him $20. And the guy was like, we aired the bit. Amazing. We could have showed the penis and testicles part. I regret not showing the cock and balls part because we could have blurred it. But I think with the blur, it didn't look like anything. It was real chaotic. It was really dangerous. It was like the crew was running all over the street. It was chaos. So that was a crazy reaction.
Some people do get very angry. So is
Yeah.
that the example or throughout your career, like when did you feel like you were in most physical danger or and have you been?
The Republican National Convention. I jumped on stage to interview Alex Jones, and it was a Bikers for Trump rally with a bunch of white nationalists in the mosh pit. That was intense. I could have been in Paris. The open carry state, and all those guys love weapons, so that was a little bit troubling. And a bad trip. Me and Rel got a knife pulled out on us the first day of shooting. This guy, we went to his barber shop, and our penises were stuck together in a Chinese finger trap. But the guy didn't think it was very funny.
As they are.
Yeah, as they are. And he looked for his gun, couldn't find it, and then he grabbed a knife, tried to murder us. And then another guy tried to break a bottle over my head. And bad trip. But you don't want to be shot or stabbed during production. It's bad for production because then you got to go to the hospital. And
That seems like a high insurance bill, like to green light whatever.
it's up there. It's up there.
Do you have to warn like 911 or do you call the police and say we're going to be doing ridiculous things so you might get called?
We used to not, and we learned the hard way. We had a bit where Hannibal was covered in blood, dressed like a MTA bus driver, and he was handcuffed to a bus stop on the streets of Harlem. And he was going, "Where's my bus? Where's my bus? Somebody help me find my bus." This cop comes out of nowhere and he goes, "What the fuck are you guys doing?" And we jump out, we're like, "Oh, no, it's a prank." And the cop's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And we're like, "Oh, sorry, we're shooting a prank show." He goes, "Just tell the police department up the street that you're shooting. So when people call 911, we know what's going on. And like have a cop with you or have an off-duty cop with you or something." And we were like, "Oh," it was season 2. We were like, "Oh, dang, you can do that?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then, so now we do it the professional and responsible way where we'll inform the uh, police department or the local authorities so that we don't get shot or arrested or somebody doesn't get hurt. But also, it didn't matter. This season, we had, I got to ask Jeff Tremaine what the number was, but I think it was 36 emergency vehicles calling on our pranks. It was the highest amount of emergency vehicles dispatched for our pranks in the history of the show.
Did you have anything go wrong this season that like was so bad you couldn't even show it? Like you just can't, you just had to let it
Well,
go.
what do you mean bad in what way? Bad.
Well, like it
Something going bad is great for a prank show. It's great for my show. Like we're in the going bad business, so you want things to go get gnarly and go south. But if you just mean like the prank was lackluster and they didn't have a big reaction, like that happens every day. That happens
okay.
every time. But like every other prank you shoot is a dud, and you just got to shoot. It's like a volume game. You have to shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot until you get like a really engaged pedestrian.
And what's your crew
So
like?
like, what is it? So what does that question actually mean? What do you mean by
I
go
actually
wrong?
did, I
Go
actually
wrong
did,
means what to you?
I actually did mean like how much is on the cutting room floor in terms of
Oh,
like
90%,
failures. Okay.
90%,
Oh.
90%. And I know,
Um,
like, I hear that from the Jackass guys, Sacha Baron Cohen, Tom Green, any pranks and Practical Jokers. Like, when you shoot pranks, you got to shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot. And then, like, 10% of the cream rises to the top.
and the whole show is nominated. So let's talk about your colleagues, the crew, the people behind you. You know, what is that environment like on set? Do they all have a similar sense of humor as yours, or are they all on like blood pressure medication?
Kind of both. Kind of both. You know, that we started the show very organically with friends, with Kitao and Hannibal in the earliest version of the show, and Dan and Mike. So it's like, and Emily Ting was the head of the wardrobe department. She was like putting Ronald McDonald makeup on me in a McDonald's when we were like 24 years old and shooting it with like little crappy GoPro cameras. This was like before iPhones. We started shooting it. So it's a group of friends and it's Tim and Eric's production company and it's a group of like-minded individuals. But yeah, it's very, very stressful. Very, very stressful.
Who were your comedy heroes as a kid? Like growing up, you're from Florida, right? Growing up in Florida.
Yeah, I think I named, those influences I named before, but also, you know, The Simpsons shaped my worldview. A lot of animation I was into, not just Ren and Stimpy and The Simpsons, and stand up wise, I love the OGs. I love Red Fox and going back to old Richard Pryor stuff and Earthquake and J. Anthony Brown. That's like the stand up I grew up watching and listening to. Bill Hicks, Joan Rivers, um, Andy Kaufman,
Yeah.
But I was really into uh, animation.
Yeah. Was your intro influenced by The Simpsons? Because it's sort of the similar that there's like a whole bunch of chaos is happening on your set, and then everything put together of you sitting at the desk, just like
Yeah,
on the couch.
maybe, yeah, it's like a couch gag. Yeah, probably.
Your did I read this right that your dad was a psychiatrist?
Yeah.
So what was that like growing up? And like what does he think of? Was he like diagnosing you all the time? And
No, everybody asked that. No, he was never bringing his work home with him. I think he like did not want to talk about psychiatry when he got home from work. I think he just like wanted to watch the Arsenio Hall show and like fall asleep as lazy boy.
And while I have you here, Bad Trip, you mentioned earlier, it's one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. I mean, the
Oh,
girl
thank you.
is like seared deeply into my brain forever.
I,
Are we gonna get another one like that? Whether it's a sequel or just a totally different type of film? Because I,
I, I am trying my best. I'm trying my best. Nothing to report right now, but I'll let you know as soon as there's something to talk about.
well, we hope so.
Thanks, man.
Listen, congratulations on everything. It's well deserved.
Thank you.
All episodes of the Eric Andre Show are streaming on Hulu, so everyone can go watch them. It's so funny. And Eric, good luck at the Emmys this September.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks, buddy.